Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala al-ashraf al-anbiya'i wal-mursaleen. Nabiyyuna Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Amma ba'd. Marhaban. I want to say welcome to all and those who will be registering and enrolling in the new academy, the Shaikh, Hammad alAnsari Academy. In this school, we'll be learning the language of the Quran, the language of Sunnah, the language of this religion. Because every religion has a language in which you must learn in order to open up the sciences, knowledge of who the Creator is. And this is no different for any religion. The religion of Islam, we have been honored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where He revealed the Quran in a language that is known for its deep meanings, its intricacies, and is known for people who preserved the language, because you can't preserve a religion without preserving the language. And that's why we find that if we look into the history books, we find that the scholars of grammar, they went through great pain in studying the Quran, word for word, and bringing the meanings of different ayat in order for the Muslim to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon knowledge and upon certainty. So we encourage the students, before we even speak about the curriculum, the books that we will be studying, we encourage the students to take the classes, the lectures, the lessons serious. Because the more serious of a student that you are, the more you will achieve. And as Hafiz ibn Kathir, he said, the student will memorize according to his niyyah. This meaning the student not only will memorize and master the books and master the topics according to his niyyah, but the student also will be able to comprehend his religion according to his niyyah. So you'll find the stronger a person's intention, the stronger he will be in his religion. So one of the books that we will start with is dealing with the Arabic grammar and the science of sarf. And this book that I selected is called Arabic Verbs and Essentials of Grammar by Jane Whitewick and Mahmoud Ghafir. And we put together a video where we walk through some online bookstores like Amazon, showing you where you can actually purchase the books. And on the YouTube channel, we will put the links in the description so that the students can go to Amazon. And I would also encourage you to just look up the title and search on your own to see if you can find the books that we will be studying from other online sources. So this book on Arabic verbs and essentials of grammar, it covers the verb chart. And also it has a chapter where it it goes over how to use the Hansware dictionary. And that's why we made it binding, or we made it a part of our curriculum, that the students would have to study the Hansware dictionary and how to conjugate verbs. Because a lot of times the students, they feel limited because they don't have vocabulary. This is one of the main complaints that I've gotten since I've been teaching Arabic over 20 some years ago. My vocabulary, I don't have a lot of vocabulary. I don't understand when the words are in different forms. Now, talking about verbs, I don't understand how I don't understand the meaning of this word when it comes in this form, or I was reading an ayah and I didn't understand it because it came in another form. So the way that we counter this problem is by going over the verb chart so that the student can comprehend and go through a comprehensive course on how to understand the verb in its different patterns. So this book, the Hansware Dictionary, along with Arabic verbs and essentials of grammar, I'm going to be referencing both of them at the same time in many classes. Likewise, one of the first books that we will be covering in course 1 is An-Nahw al-Wadih. This book, An-Nahw al-Wadih, is one of the most simple but detailed books I've ever studied. One of the benefits of this book, An-Nahw al-Wadih, is that they have qawaid and they put it in like boxes. So for every chapter, there's a qaida and there's examples to show you how to use the principle, the qaida, in the book. Then it's homework, where it gives you a chance to be able to figure out how to use what you just studied. This is one of the most beneficial books a person can learn to master the basics of the Arabic grammar. Now, I don't say that the student has to purchase the Mawrid. As you can see, it's a little tore up. This is over 22 years old. But the Mawrid dictionary, I'm also going to reference certain words and how to find certain words in different dictionaries. Like I might sometimes during the course show the students how to look up a word in the Longman. I'm going to introduce also a topic or a chapter within the course 1. Actually, this is in course 2. I will be showing how to look up a word in an all Arabic dictionary. So this dictionary right here, Al-Mu'jam al-Wajiz, this is a tremendous, concise dictionary where the student will look up words from Arabic to Arabic. But we have to get through course 1 in order to get to that level. We don't want to rush, but we don't want to delay. That's one of the terms I'm going to use a lot. Never delay, but never rush. Take things little by little, gradually, and you'll find that whatever you learn, it'll be solid. So I have many dictionaries, and I'm just going to open up the door to research, showing the student how important it is to know how to research in order to really grasp any language. But the dictionary that we will be starting with is the Hansware Dictionary. So this is binding. Every student must purchase the Hansware Dictionary. And I also will be providing the PDF for those who, when they're on their laptop or their iPad or their telephone, they can search for words and find words while they're on the go. But I want everybody to get the physical copy. And remember, digital books, electronic books will never take the place of physical books. In the religion of Islam, it is a tradition. It is a part of our heritage. It is a staple in seeking knowledge to have physical books. It will never be anything to replace a physical book in seeking knowledge. Never. Never. We take the ease that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, but there's some things that will never have a replacement, and one of them is kutub, is books. So you must purchase the Hansware Dictionary, and I want you to go to the video on YouTube and look at the video where we go through a walkthrough discussing the books that you will need for course 1. You also need Arabic, verbs, and essentials of grammar. There will be a video on YouTube where you will see this book, and it's a different color cover. It's a green cover. It's the newer edition. This is an older edition. And then An-Nahw al-Wadih, Nahu made easy. And this is another tremendous book which we will be covering. And then we have in course 2, we'll be going over Ajrumiyya. We'll be going over writing styles. And I forgot to mention, for course 1, we'll also be going over writing styles like Nesk and Ruka'. And Nesk is like the traditional English writing in Arabic. And Ruka' is like our in cursive in English. It has more of a calligraphy type of style to it. And by the permission of Allah, I was able to study different writing styles, and I want to place a focus also on writing. And one of the things that scholars have advised the Western student is to place more attention on writing. Because if you don't know how to write and you don't know how to hear, if you don't have good listening skills and good writing skills, then you won't be able to pick up on the lessons of the scholars, and many or much of the information will pass you by. And this is a tradition in the science of hadith and many of the sciences. But in the science of hadith, we have something called, or someone that we call the mustamli, or they called in the past a mustamli, one who wrote down a hadith, and he had to have a manner. It was conditions to write down the hadith. He had to be someone who knew how to write legible. He had to have an amana, which means he had to be trustworthy, where he wouldn't take out information, omit information, he wouldn't add information. And these are very important points. So inshallah ta'ala, marhaban, I welcome you all, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me and you all sincerity and ijtihad and hard work, and most important, after ikhlas, after sincerity, consistency. هذا ونصلي على نبينا محمد